Right then, welcome everybody to the third instalment of We're Gonna Win the League podcast. I'm Craig, and with the usual suspects of the day, we got Dan, the Liverpool fan, and we've got James, the Arsenal fan, and we've got Tom, who can't make up his mind, and he does a little bit of Arsenal, a little bit of Lille.
A little bit of Lille.
Obviously,
Bonjour.
I've got me and my Port Vale here. So, we're going to start this weekend, lads, with Chelsea versus Fulham. Not only was, the VAR decision, but which we're going to talk about, was quite unbelievable for that weekend. But obviously, Chelsea have managed to get back onto winning ways. So, did everybody see the Chelsea versus Fulham VAR disaster?
Yeah, I saw it, and I thought
very briefly on a replay.
Hang on, have they got their cameras on? Because I can't see Tom.
Yes,
it's my signal.
Yeah,
right, it's my signal then. All
so,
right.
So a little bit about this. Rodrigo Muniz did a little bit of brilliant piece of skill on the ball, just in the middle of the pitch. Passed it through to Josh King, who scored a great goal. It was a fantastic goal for Fulham. And unbelievably, VAR called the referee over, which was Robert Jones, over to the screen to basically say there was a challenge. I think the official wording was a dangerous challenge on the Chelsea defender. Now, I've looked back at it. It's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. And I just want to know what you guys think about that.
Well, I think it was first. So I'm going to start. I think it was, from what I saw of it, it was just like any 360 turn, weren't it? It was like a quick turn, and he clearly didn't know where his footing was to be malicious or to be a dangerous tackle. And then obviously, I don't know, 30 seconds later, they played a through ball up the pitch to Josh King, and he scored. And then they brought it back and said it was a foul, and it was just it was absolutely ludicrous, to be honest. Because
I saw the replay very briefly. Just like you said, he did the little trick, turning the ball around, and I think the player has stepped on the Chelsea player's foot, and he went down easily, and then they carried on to play with a through ball, and he scored, and that's when VAR intervened and called it a foul. But from my point of view, that wasn't a foul, mate. Like it's football, Like it's getting. I don't know if VAR is getting worse, or are they just making things up? Don't they know the rules of football? I don't know. I don't know.
It's becoming a bit like basketball, isn't it now? To the point where you can't touch anyone.
Yeah. It is a physical sport, Sometimes things happen like that, and to call it as a foul and disallowed goal for the through ball, it's an outrageous thing to do.
I think it's I've spoken to quite a few friends about it, and to quite a few other football podcasts, and I think it's a unanimous sort of decision that was a ridiculous VAR call, really. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can't have. The next they'll be saying that if they touch each other's shirts a little bit, then that will be, it's just stupid.
What annoys me?
It's getting worse. It is getting worse, and everyone's saying it. Yeah. Why?
Well, what annoys me with it, the problem I've got with it is last season, this has happened to a few different clubs, and obviously every time something bad happens, they go, "Oh, you're just biased towards your club." But then when it happens to other teams, and then you start going, well, this is ridiculous, some of these. Because I remember when the Rice one happened, and I thought the Rice one was to be honest, I understand the Trossard one a little while after when they kicked the ball away. But I thought this is the first time that's happened. And then obviously we had that thing with the ball go out, and then it's Newcastle. But I think it's a constant thing now where you get these tiny little decisions, and then all of a sudden, no one. They always defend the refs, obviously, don't they? 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
they always defend it. Yeah. All the refs defend each other, and then it all gets forgotten about. But it seems like that was a first time thing for me again. It's the first time I've known someone do a bit of skill, accidentally stamp on someone's foot, and then all of a sudden, they disallowed the goal. And I felt like I mean, I might be biased, obviously being Arsenal, but I felt like we had a lot of first time things happen, like when I felt like the ball gone out against Newcastle and there's a millimetre of the ball, and Gary Neville was analysing it after the
yeah, I remember.
And then I felt like the first time they mentioned about kicking the ball away, okay, that's a new rule. But then they didn't implement it after, because you saw matches weeks after, you saw other matches where people kicked the ball away and no one got booked. So
exactly.
You know what I mean? They don't implement what they're. I remember you guys saying when we played Liverpool, Odegaard handballing it, and then you said we got away with that, which we did. But like these things, I mean, I can understand little decisions being wrong, but what annoys me is when it's the first time something happens, and then they don't continue the process of continue. They don't apprehend. They don't continue that rule basically. Well, it don't seem like it to me sometimes.
I think for me was the communication that the referee gave to the stadium that day made it even worse, because I've just got the official communication here. They basically said, after review, Fulham number 9 commit to careless challenge. I think that's just what's made everyone blow their minds, because
How's
it was
that
a brilliant
careless
piece of
challenge?
skill. It was a brilliant piece of skill. There was no challenge involved.
There was no challenge
He had
involved.
control of the ball. It was a beautiful bit of skill. And that wasn't the only VAR decision, to be fair, that went Chelsea's way against Fulham. But obviously
The handball.
Yeah, the PGMOL, who represents the referees, did. The head of that, Howard Webb, did come out to say the decision to rule out the goal did not reach the high bar of VAR intervention, and as it was not clear and obvious. And this is what I keep going on about. VAR now has gone way beyond what it was set out to be, and that was clear and obvious challenge.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 5 minutes on a decision and still somehow come to a conclusion that was a challenge. Never mind careless, but that was a challenge.
That weren't a challenge because he had the ball.
No,
Yeah.
and obviously the VAR assistant for the Liverpool and Arsenal match was going to actually be the same one for that game, and he was removed from that game. So, but again, like I just said, I don't know if you saw the other incidents in that match.
The handball, wasn't it, in the box?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a Fulham representative, either in
you'd be outraged. You'd be outraged.
Or the fan, I would actually think I can understand the manager's frustration, because it was just crazy, and it was like you say, Dan, it would outrage anybody. It was ridiculous.
Well, there was an handball 30 seconds within when the handball got given against them on the penalty, wasn't it? It was all within 30 seconds, wasn't it? They handballed it just before, and then the penalty got given against them for handball, which was a clear blatant handball. It
begs me the question, and like if this continues to happen, when it's as obvious as the Fulham game, how long will it take for the Premier League teams to start calling out the refereeing body, like Howard Webb, who's in charge of that entire body of VAR? Like, how long are they going to start? If it's a big money game for Premier League is big money now. Like when referee makes a mistake, a call like that, and VAR calls it out, oh, it's not disallowed goal. Fulham might lose revenue. What if they maybe that's the game that they should have finished 5th, but instead they end up finishing 8th. With less money in the Premier League. Like, are the clubs going to start like suing the VAR people, or how long is that going to?
What's really yeah. I mean, he does beg the question, and I do think after that decision, I think that the uproar was very close to being what you just said then, because I don't think any fan from any team turned around and said that was a good decision, and VAR recognised that.
It's like last year, when Liverpool, or might have been the year before, when Liverpool played Spurs, when Diaz went through, scored the goal, and he was deemed offside by the referee on the field, and VAR called it, and they checked it, and they said, "Oh no, definitely carry on. It's not offside." And then the on-field referee goes, "It's offside. Carry on." And I'm like, and then they just carried on. Like, what's that could have been the league. If Liverpool, like, he was offside, he could have been like less points on that game if we lost that game. Because of that. It's so
I actually
crazy.
I want to refer back to the bit where the ball went out 2 weeks on a row against Newcastle and Aston Villa. You had McGinn, and they checked, and this was a couple of seasons ago now, obviously. But the reason why I want to talk about this is why can't they have the system on what they have on tennis, where it just instantly they know it's out by a computer. They don't have to. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to
I
go
think that's
back.
because of
It's like Hawkeye, isn't
corner
it? Yeah.
flags, because the corner flags are obviously made out of plastic, so they can be easily removed. I'm not sure if that's the official reason, but the corner flags are made of bloody glass, aren't they? I mean, there's not a lot to them.
Yeah.
So
moving on.
Moving on. So before we get to the juicy bit of the weekend, we can talk a little bit about Man United. Not that I want to personally talk about Man United, but for anybody who is interested in Man United and likes this podcast, they actually won a game on Saturday. I mean,
barely, just
barely just won a
Barely.
game and celebrated as if they won the Champions League.
Yeah.
I mean, Burnley give them a good game. I don't think. Personally, what do you guys think about that performance? Did anybody watch it? Does anybody got any insights on that?
No, I didn't quite watch it, but I did see the winning penalty that Bruno Fernandes took. I think it was like 96 minutes, and I can see Ruben Amorim on the bench. He was just like flat out, like, "Oh, please don't miss this penalty." And as soon as he took the shot, everyone just went crazy, like they've won the final. I think Man United still got a long way to go. I know they've signed big players, but they still got a long way to go.
Yeah, and what about you two, James and Tom? What do you think?
So I watched the highlights of that, and based on the chances, I do think Man United deserved to win because they had a hell of a lot of chances and they missed so many chances. And it was the ex-Burnley bloke that scored, wasn't it? How'd you say his name? Is it what's his name? How'd you say his name?
Embuemo.
Embuemo.
He played for Brentford, he did.
Yeah, he played for Brentford before United, didn't he? Sorry, yeah, Brentford. Did I say Brentford or did I say something else?
The Burnley.
Oh, did I say Burnley? Sorry, yeah, Brentford. Yeah, so yeah, he scored the goal in the end, didn't he? And to get him back into it, basically, because the first goal, I think, was an own goal, wasn't it? But yeah, they had a lot of chances. And the first goal that went in for Man United was an own goal. It was a header off Casemiro. Casemiro had a header towards goal and it ended up an own goal, didn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
But they were saying at that point in the game, they were saying no Man United player scored this season. But they were having so many chances, so I think they did deserve to win it. But then they caught them on the break twice, didn't they? That was what was happening. So,
I mean, the stats from that game were pretty convincing to what you just said, James. I'm just looking at the stats now. I mean, if anybody follows XG, I mean, they had a 3.54 XG, which is a really high score. They had 61.8 possession to Burnley's 38.2. Yeah. And the main thing is the shots. They had 26 shots on target, 26 shots, and only 6 on target. Which, when you've just brought out that many strikers,
you're gonna hit the target more.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to hit the target, but I would expect a few more to go on target.
I do think Burnley sucker punched them a couple of times, really, because they didn't have much chance. They just took their chances, basically. Burnley took their chances, and all of a sudden...
I just want to mention in that game, there were 5 yellow cards on the 88 minutes until it finished to 97 minutes. Absolutely crazy. 5 yellow cards for Burnley. So it was... you can imagine the atmosphere getting 5 yellow cards in 5 minutes, man. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Tom, have you got anything to say on that?
I watched the highlights. I mean, I think even though we're saying that Man United deserve the win, I think it's still very, very poor from them to be against Burnley and to not be winning more easily. So I think a long way to go, because this is,
Okay.
very early on in the season, and they're showing extreme signs of just not playing very well.
No.
So I don't think they'll finish high at all this season.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Man City. I want to say it was a shock, but when you play Brighton away, it's one of those bogey teams for most teams. But Brighton are a very good team. But I did expect.
I wouldn't say a bogey team. I think Brighton beat them last season as well.
I meant for other teams in general. Like when big teams go to Brighton away, it's they've always played very good football, very exciting football, very good football. But I did expect Manchester City to kick on and win that game. This was a game I watched I was in and out of. I was just shocked at the fact that the game finished 2-1. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did watch that. I think the first half of it, I think Man City came in very strong, as you expected to be. Erling Haaland had so many chances to, he could have scored a hat trick in that game, but the defense of Brighton, stood well, and the chances in the keeper of Brighton did really well too. Obviously, he didn't save the one with Haaland's head, Erling Haaland tap in, but I was surprised that Man City never got the second. Brighton did ultimately get two goals ahead of them, so I was happy with that result.
Yeah. And for more guys, Tom, James,
so for me, that one.
Feel free to jump in. This is
conversation. It's not.
This isn't just Liverpool versus Arsenal podcast for 52 weeks of the year.
It is.
So for me, it was the penalty that changed that game. To be honest, as soon as the penalty happened and they took the penalty, I think that was it. I think that was the turning point of that game. To be honest,
do you think Manchester City are still in crisis, or do you think Manchester City are still trying to get their rhythm back? Of course they didn't do too well last season, and now they just lost that game. Do you think they'll be like a little bit shaky for the next few more games, or do you think they'll be on top of it already after next weekend?
Who have they got next week? They've got Man United, haven't they, Nick? So that's going to be a Manchester derby, isn't it? So it's going to be that home load at the Etihad. I was just saying that it was your ex-player that scored the goal, and he done a nice little celebration for Jota, didn't he? He done the PlayStation.
James Milner, James Milner, yeah.
One month back, James Milner. Yeah, did I say Milner? Yeah. So your ex-bloke Milner.
I think there was a stats where it said that's his 24th seasons now, or 24 seasons. James Milner, man, it is incredible. What an athlete! I think he's more formed than Ronaldo. People talk about Cristiano Ronaldo being that 40 years old. When you have James Milner still playing in the Premier League, he's not playing in Saudi Arabia.
I think that was his first goal in 2019 or something. That penalty.
Yeah,
that's
incredible.
James Milner is an athlete. If you're going to talk about an athlete in football, he to still play in the Premier League. I think 40 years old now, isn't he?
It's all. I think so. Yeah, I think he's
39.
Is it 39? Yeah, but he's still fit though. He looks fit. He looks quite strong. James Milner. It's been fundamental to Liverpool's success under Klopp. James Milner. I know he came from Manchester City, which he won the league over there with Pep. But he was fundamental to Klopp's team, so we'll never forget him.
But when that penalty went in, I felt that was the turning point. When James Milner executed that penalty, right, and he executed it really good. It's right close, as close to the post as you can.
It meant more. It meant more to him, scoring against Manchester City, paving way for Liverpool to get ahead this week.
Didn't the commentator make an absolutely ridiculous claim about his celebration?
Well, it was a Jota celebration. He's doing
It was a Jota one.
Tribute. I didn't hear the commentator. No.
Yeah, there was a bit of not an uproar, but obviously, I think the commentator didn't actually realise he was doing it for Jota. And I don't know if this is the right phrase, but I think they said, because he likes to play in the PlayStation or something. And obviously, it was so bizarre.
That's true. I mean, Jota was a PlayStation player. He was one of the best. I think it was ranked on FIFA. It's quite high up.
Yeah, I think it was
So
ranked
he
number
was,
one at one point.
yeah, 1 point. Yeah, so yeah.
So before we get on to the juicy bit, we've got a little bit of juice to bring up, a tiny little bit of juice, and this will make Tom very happy. On Saturday in the French top division, Tom's beloved Lille. Who did they play? Laurent. He beat them 7-1. Tom, do you want to
7-1, Tom?
Yeah.
do you want to feed us in on that game? I mean, what does this mean for Lille? What are their expectations this season? And how do you feel about that 7-1 victory?
Well, I mean, 7-1 victory is obviously very, very good. Lille, I think, they have come sort of second quite a few times, and they have won the French league as well a few times. But I think it's just a real, that's like a confidence booster for them, really. Funnily enough, as well, they've got an Arsenal ex-player who has signed for them. Who both me and you, Craig, said was Arsenal's best striker.
Oh, quality. Giroud, the maestro. Giroud.
Yeah, so
what a
the guy
player.
who scored the amazing scorpion kick, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful player, beautiful.
He's getting on now, but it's great that he's sort of signed for Lille. And he has actually scored quite a few goals already this season.
Didn't score in that game, though, did he?
Huh?
Didn't score in that game, though, did he?
No. But like he has scored quite a few goals like in the past few sort of games.
Just a quick mention since we're talking about the French league. At the same day, PSG played Toulouse and they won 6-3. 6-3. PSG won that. Incredible! What a big scoreline that weekend! 7-1 and 6-3.
I mean,
PSG.
Tom. I mean, Lille sit third in the league. I think now third in the league. I think
third. They are, yeah, behind Lyon.
Are they a couple of points or a point behind PSG and someone else?
Lyon, yeah. 2 points behind. Yeah.
So, what are the feels around Lille's expectations this year, Tom? I mean, what are you expecting Lille to achieve this year?
Well, I think Lille are always expected to sort of be quite high up. I think they're generally like a top sort of 4 team, top 4 or 5. So. But I don't really know much about Lyon, PSG, and how they're shaping up. But obviously, they beat Toulouse 6-3, and they generally have. They've won it, I think, now for the past few seasons as well.
Lille are in the Europa League this season, so I wonder how they will go through. Hopefully they can take that form into the Europa League quarterfinals. Tom, the 7-1.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope so.
Incredible.
But yeah, but it's always great to see, because that's my hometown. So
yeah.
Quickly then, Tom, where do you think they're going to finish this year?
It's very early to say, isn't it? But I think.
I just want to say you look like you're a ghost if you're fading in the background, mate. with your background.
I'm on fire.
Absolutely, yeah, incredible.
I'll sort that out to the end, don't worry.
So I'll say second because I think PSG will go ahead and win it. Lyon are a very good team, but I think, I've got high hopes for Lille this season. So.
Fingers crossed, Tom.
Perfect. Right then.
I want to talk about Aston Villa a bit and Sunderland, actually. And I want to talk about Bournemouth briefly as well.
Right, you just go and do what you want. Do you know what, James? You asked, what did you find from this weekend then from the other teams in the league, barring United, City, Lille, and obviously Liverpool? We talk about them in.
The biggest surprise team so far is actually Bournemouth, and I chose them on my William Hill on the second week, and they've been actually firing away at teams, didn't they? Like Tottenham, they made Tottenham look very average, didn't they, Bournemouth? I thought they were their performance against Tottenham was really, really, well, I just didn't expect them to come out like that. And they won that game, 1-0, but they had way more chances. That should have been a lot more than 1-0 in the end. So I saw the highlights to that one, and I thought Bournemouth were unreal, to be fair. I thought they were incredible. And also, the other team that surprised me is Sunderland. I think Sunderland have been pretty good, to be honest, considering. But I suppose some of these teams that come up, they start off fairly good, and then they fade as it goes on, don't they? And Sunderland are particularly good at home at the moment, aren't they? So... and they're giving teams
one thing that
trouble.
surprised me though, this yesterday when Nottingham Forest and West Ham, and also Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Like I was looking at the Bet365 odds. Like West Ham was 4-1 favourites to beat Nottingham Forest at home, and I thought it was quite high odds. Like what 4-1? It's crazy. Like, and then Crystal Palace, obviously they've been really in form lately, and they were like almost 5-1 to win it against Aston Villa at home, and they've obviously I put a £5 bet on it and it came in surprisingly. I was confident that they would win.
I'd be a bit concerned about Aston Villa, though, considering the players they've lost and the players they've brought in. I think they've only brought in 4 players. They're a bit of a concern. And they're going to lose. Are they lost Emi Martinez, the goalkeeper, to Man United?
I believe, no, I think that deal's not happening now. Man United,
is that rumours?
Man United have struck a deal with the goalkeeper for Antwerp in Belgium.
No, okay.
But, that was close today, but I think it's over and done with now.
Because Emi Martinez didn't play, did he, the other day when they lost 3-0?
No.
And the other thing is with Aston Villa, what I wanted to talk about is what Mr. Dennis Rubio said in Rome when he said that Emery's a better manager than Arteta. Because at the moment, Emery's sitting second bottom.
Well, so, Emery doesn't have 200 million to spend, so that's the difference, mate. That's
I will be honest with you. Emery last season did really well, and
he did, yeah, he did.
He did do really well, and to have players to leave and not have better financial backing, I think I'm not saying at the end of the day, a manager should be able to manage and get the best out of his players. But to lose, I don't think they've started very well. And I don't know if that's fatigue of the management and the coaches. Are they able to prolong success? Are they able to, Dan, you make a good point. They didn't have that much money to spend. But also it's that once it collapses a little bit, is it just going to carry on collapsing, And
I think they'll survive. I think they'll survive.
They'll survive. Yeah, of course they'll survive.
Yeah. I mean, I can see them finishing maybe 8th and 9th, along with maybe West Ham.
I mean, when you've got a striker like Watkins, you're going to survive, aren't you, surely? I mean, they've got McGinn and that. They've got enough players to survive. I mean, don't be ridiculous. Of course they'll survive.
I mean, Leeds in 2002 got relegated with Viduka, Kewell, Smith.
Yeah, but there's too many weak teams. It's like look at Wolves, for example. Wolves are looking fair. I thought Wolves were suspect last season, to be fair. And they're looking at, obviously you got Leeds, you got Burnley's still going to struggle, I think. And then Sunderland, whether they can keep it up, to another thing, isn't it? But I think Wolves are in the mix this year, to be honest.
Yeah, and James, I'm going to ask you this because obviously you were very passionate to talk about it. But Aston Villa, the game. Let's move away from Aston Villa a bit, but Crystal Palace. I mean, are they looking? I mean, Gay's goal, which I know is obviously a deal's been agreed with Liverpool.
The centre back, yeah.
He had a fantastic goal, but also to win 3-0. I mean, was that testament to the performance, or were Aston Villa really that bad? I didn't watch the game, so.
I think they're a bit of a bogey team for Aston Villa because they always seem to struggle against Crystal Palace. Aston Villa do, and because they've been off on such a poor start as it is, and obviously Crystal Palace have come off the win for winning the Charity Shield and have come off of winning the FA Cup. I think Palace has struggled a bit more without Eze, obviously. Is it
they still managed to get 3-0 though, didn't they? So.
Yeah. So they did manage to.
And they looked proper strong. Crystal Palace last night when I saw bits of it.
Was it Sarr got a header? It's Sarr, wasn't it? Was it Sarr? I'm trying to think now. I know I watched can't remember which one it was now. I think it was Saar. Lost track of where we are now. So
That's because your phone's vibrating.
yeah,
It was Saar scored the third goal, and
yeah. I thought it was Saar. Yeah.
Mateta scored the first goal, and Mark Gay with the incredible
And
curl.
that Gay one,
Mark
that
Gay.
from that distance was like for a centre back.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
But there was also sorry.
Did you see Mateta at the end of the game? He goes, he doesn't even do this in training. He just came up from nowhere apparently, and I think that was for him to score that goal meant a lot for the fans as well, and for him, especially with the rumours that he's coming to Liverpool today, and I think that was you can't ask for any better goodbye scoring a goal like that for a centre back. I think it's a perfect moment.
Right.